I know, right? It's like we are simultaneously.
Where are we looking?
I know there's going to be a lot of this because we're simultaneously going. Oh no, is that not True? I started a live video. Crap, am I in the wrong account here? Hang on.
So at True Buzz.
Yeah.
Intro.
We are at True Buzz intro. Okay, I'm just going to say hopefully it's the right account. If not, oh well, welcome.
Some random account.
That's the problem when you have multiple accounts. The amount of times I comment on something and realize I'm in the wrong account, it's like, oh well, hopefully it was not profane. Welcome to everybody. We are live on TrueBuzz Facebook. We're live on possibly TrueBuzz Instagram. I'm not sure if that's my account or TrueBuzz. And HealthWalks. Hey! And obviously we're here with Carrie Fleming, but we are going to get to her in just a moment. It is friggin' cold out.
Welcome to winter.
Oh my God.
My boys are in the football field.
Oh no, they're not. That's
it's nasty.
That's like child cruelty. I can't, like my fingers are, look, they're wrinkly, they're so cold. I can't even believe it. But with cold, soon we'll be talking about craft fairs and Christmas fairs that are coming up. Also hard to believe. We're like at the middle of November. I don't know how that happened.
People have their Christmas lights up.
I hit my friend, co-worker, Brennan Gillis, has on his calendar on November 12th, it's Christmas music day.
I believe that of him.
No, he's a sick individual. But we love him anyway.
I was going to say festive.
Oh, yes, festive individual. Festive, that's what we go. Okay, so a few things that are coming up. The Adult Rec series has wrapped. We filmed our last video of that on Sunday, and that's going to be coming up this Friday. Then we've got another highlight reel coming, and then we're going to do a special live broadcast, not on a Wednesday, with me and Tasha, talking about all the different videos we did, stuff that we like, just kind of insider information on recap, because I think we ended up with 17 different Adult Rec videos, which is pretty freaking impressive when you think about it. So there's still one more video to come. If you're following along with that, you can see it on our Facebook page, on our Instagram page, on IGTV, TrueBuzz.com, or the YouTube channel. So have a watch for those. We'll also be putting together the blog post. So that's all the list of the different activities, their membership options, and all of that stuff of the places we've been, and even some that didn't opt for the videos. They're going to be in the blog post, and you can follow along with that at TrueBuzz.com or sign up for the weekly newsletter, which comes out every Thursday morning. You can do that on the Facebook page on the left bottom menu, or you can do it on TrueBuzz.com and keep up with what's happening with the week's events.
I beat you there for a minute. I had more people watching than you did.
We got 10, 8. It'll fluctuate.
11 there for up.
Yeah, it goes. So, also if you saw last week, we were talking the hospital gala, which is coming up a week from tomorrow. And the silent auction website is up. Have you checked that out? There's some amazing stuff on that site.
Okay, tell me where to go look.
It is.
Because I saw it and then I didn't follow through on.
Yep. It is TrueHospitalAuction.com, and it is live. You don't have to go to the gala to bid. You can view, and there's stuff being added right up until the 21st. That's when it closes at 9 p.m. on the 21st. So you have up to that time to bid on any of the items. You don't have to be going to the gala, and they have a lot of friggin' really good prizes on there.
So it's on the website.
It's on the website.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a raffle as well, and the raffle gifts, I don't have them written down, but there's like an amazing trip. There's all these great experiences. It's not just like products that you get. But that's TrueHospitalAuction.com, and it is up until the 21st. Anybody can bid on it, so I strongly encourage you to check that out, as well as all the money that they raise actually stays here in the community, which is, a nice change. So that's happening at TrueHospitalAuction.com. We have, okay, I think I covered everything I really need to do. So the newsletter, if you haven't signed up for that, TrueBuzz.com or on the Facebook group, comes out tomorrow and comes out every week.
Huge listings of everything going on. Like, there's nothing you guys miss. It's a great connection to have.
It's an insane amount of work, and we're really happy that people follow it. So let's talk about the guest of honor here, Carrie Fleming. So Carrie is here to talk about November is actually Diabetes Awareness Month.
It is so.
And she is the owner-operator of HealthWalks Truro, New Glasgow.
Podiatry clinic and shoe store.
That's right. Speaking of shoe store, I want to be buried in these.
Not so much with the pink socks.
I know. Come on, look, they got my dog's face on them.
No, black socks.
No.
Black boots, black socks.
You know what? I think I want to wear a pair of black socks, like plain black socks. No.
Oh my gosh.
I like my sock game. I'm telling you right now.
No.
Anyway, these not related to Diabetes Awareness Month, but I got these shoes. I went and did a video for them a month or so ago.
Yeah, I think it came out on our Facebook page about a month ago. So you can scroll down on our Facebook page, HealthWalks, and check it out.
Right. So this is one of these amazing instances where I knew like a little bit about what they did. I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll come in and do the video. And as with Karen, we're talking about like all the different service they offer. It's like, yeah, I could use that. And then, yeah, we'd go a little further and be like, yes, I have those problems. And then before I knew it, I was like, I'll take these and I'll take these and I'll take these. And I have orthotics and my life has never been better.
Awesome.
Oh my God, I love my orthotics so much. I don't care how old I am or how that sounds. I love them so much.
So how old are you?
37.
And holding? Or like really 37?
No, I'm really 37.
Okay.
37 and a half if you want to be technical.
The reason why we had Alicia down and actually do the video is because people think mistakenly that it's kind of an older thing that you should come see a podiatrist or come to our store for specialty shoes. And
yeah,
the reality is, I mean, my reality, and I was a lot younger than you when I started having problematic feet, and people just, it gradually comes at you. And you don't realize how much you're actually hurting or suffering every day.
You are right. Like I had foot problems and knee and hip and back problems a long time ago, but I never really associated it with my footwear as much. And I'm sure that's the case for most people. And I don't think I even realized how bad it was until I started, talking to you about it and hearing, oh, well, this is what a lot of people come in for. It's like, okay. And then I decided to make an appointment with Bruce, their podiatrist, and had an actual assessment done. And it literally was unreal what he was telling me and what we're doing. And then now having the final product, and I did go ahead and buy some of the shoes. I will never wear poor footwear again.
It's funny so much because people will say, oh, because Birkenstocks is one of the biggest brands. But Karen will say, Birkenstocks totally ruined my feet. We have ruined your feet because you will not be able to go back to those uncomfortable days or those uncomfortable footwear because you get used to being comfortable.
Yeah. And
you kind of, it's almost like my family, like they're all saying, Carrie, why do you share this stuff?
I can't wait to hear this.
So last year, my husband decided he was going to go to Victoria, BC and buy this dream motorcycle of his.
Oh.
And he was gone for 2 weeks and he drove back across Canada on the bike. Great for him until he got home because for 2 weeks I slept well. I slept through the night.
Sin.
Right? And I said to him, like, we may never be able to sleep together again because I didn't realize how bad
I'm really caught up on rest right now.
I didn't realize how bad it had gotten. Like I felt so good because I was sleeping through the night.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got past that, but there was a period of time there that I got another bedroom.
Yeah, it's like you need to go on more bike trips. I don't know if this is okay to say or not. I just want to check. I've got nothing. I'm not sure if the Facebook is working on my end. If anybody could comment, if you see us okay, we're coming across okay on the Trail Buzz Facebook, that would be swell.
Yeah, for sure. Comment where we're all watching from, and any questions you have about feet and footwear, and specifically about diabetes and feet. That's what we're going to talk about. Right.
That is what we're going to talk about. So let's talk about that, because one of the big things that came out in the video, which is why we decided to do this, was how important diabetic health foot care is.
Yeah. So, it's interesting because we see so many people with diabetes. And what was shocking to me is a lot of times they'd almost get offended when we would ask them about their foot care and their diabetes and the medication they're on and how long they've had diabetes and if they've had any sensation change in their feet. And some of them would say, what's this got to do with diabetes? And it really shocked us that people don't know, or their healthcare providers have maybe so many other things to focus on with their health that they haven't spent the time talking to them about the importance of their feet. So basically what happens with diabetes is the feet, I don't know, years ago someone said to me, oh, my grandmother used to say that, the feet are the mirror image of your health. And it's very true because your feet are the furthest away from your heart. So they're the first thing to notice when you have poor circulation. They're the first thing when you start having spider veins and you start having those precursors to varicose veins. They get cold more frequently. The sensation starts to change. So your feet really are an indication in terms of how the disease is progressing.
I really like the comment you said. I know it's not about the foot as the feet, but shoes, sorry, but the comment you had said to me in the video about as important as your feet are for that reason, the shoes and the foot care that go with them, it's like the tires on your car.
Yeah. So I drive a lot because I go back and forth to the New Glasgow clinic. And there's a couple things that I never ever scrimp on, and tires is one of them. And I look at tires the same way as I look at shoes. It's like it's the foundation of what you're riding on, right? It's your safety, it's your support, it interfaces with the road. It's like it's the shoes are the same thing. It's like the foundation of your house. If the foundation isn't good, if the foundation isn't solid, you've got problems going up, right? So that's how I look at shoes, and people look at them, particularly women. It's all about fashion.
Oh man, it's so true.
And that's a real problem because the first thing you can do for your feet is get good footwear. So people, it's really sad because we do see a lot of really, really sad cases, and almost all of them are preventable. So when you have diabetes and you don't know to look after your feet, and you don't know that your shoes are too tight, and you can't feel your feet as well anymore, and you have we've had people with open sores in their feet because they've lost things like keys, a rock, whatever is in their shoe, and it's actually dug up into their foot and created a sore, and they didn't feel it.
I'm amazed the fact that when you say you have people come in and say, well, why are you asking me about this? It's like, how do you not know this? Were you not told this when you were diagnosed that it was something to be watching out
I mean,
for?
I guess I think this is just from my own experience. The people that don't know, it's because there's so many other health issues going on.
Right.
So the focus might be on losing weight. The focus might be on their blood pressure. The focus might be on their diet. Their focus might be on getting out to walk every day. They might have, other complications that they're on medication for. And, when we go to see, a doctor or you're in the hospital, you only have a certain amount of time to spend with people. So the raring red flags are getting looked after.
Of course.
And so that prevention and that education sometimes is a missing piece. So that's where we come in. So I just say, look, if you're diabetic, just see a podiatrist every couple months. If you can't physically take your feet and look at them and look in between your toes and look at the underneath, you don't have someone in your house to do it, get a mirror. You have to have someone do that. Because it's early intervention, that's everything. So prevention, and then finding things that are going wrong before it's a full-blown issue. So
that amazes me. So do people, I'm trying to think of at what point are they, if diabetic foot care is so important and it's one of the biggest things that you're seeing, are they coming into you because they're already having issues or because they know it's something they want to prevent?
The good news is we are starting to see people come in because their doctor has said to them, you have diabetes, I want you to go have a diabetic foot assessment. They don't really have problems yet, but the education is out there. We know that diabetes leads to ulcers, open sores, infection, gangrene, amputation.
Loss of limb.
So, it starts with the toe, then it moves to the front part of the foot, then it moves to the whole foot. And the research is there. It's been there for a very long time that can all be prevented. So we are seeing it kind of a little bit now where doctors are saying, go see the podiatrist for regular diabetic foot care.
That's great.
But the vast majority of people we see, they're already in a mess. Their health is a huge concern. Their feet are not doing well. They've lost sensation. So there's a thing called diabetic neuropathy. And it's when the disease has progressed to the point that the nerves in the feet are starting to die off. And so the bad news is you don't have feeling, but you can still feel pain. So you can't feel the bottoms of your shoe. You can't feel rock in the shoe. You can't feel where the shoe might be pressuring different areas, but you can still feel pain. So that's, by the time the neuropathy comes, there's really no reversing it 100%. And you'd be shocked at the number of people we see who actually are not diagnosed yet, are not on medication, have not changed their diet, and they already have neuropathy. So that means that disease has been going on for quite a length of time. And so there are things that aren't reversible by that point.
And so how often should diabetics be coming in for foot care, would you say? Is there any kind of regular?
Well, we always look at prevention. That's our number one goal. Like, This is why we're doing the video. Get out to people, educate them about why they should be coming to see a podiatrist, why they should be checking their feet regularly. If you don't have any foot pain, you don't have neuropathy, and you don't have any, issues that you can see, then you might only have to come once a year, right? Those are the people we want to see. Get them in, educate them what to look for, educate them to get in the proper shoe. They get in the proper shoe, they don't need to see us that much, right? We could save them moving into a custom orthotic just by getting a good shoe if they come in early enough.
Right.
But then we see people who they start to have foot problems. We need to offload, like rearrange kind of the areas of pressure or how they're walking. So they have to get into custom orthotic, a shoe, but no major issues. Those people, we want to see them at least once a year, if not every 8 months. And then there's people that can't look after their own toenails. They can't review their feet. They can't apply, cream. And that's another thing. A lot of people don't even bother with their feet. Like, they get out the shower, they don't dry in between their toes. So they get athlete's foot, and then the skin cracks, and then they get infected. Or they have really dry heels, and then they fissure and bleed. Like, all of that stuff is preventable.
Oh man, I am on
basic, basic foot care.
I hate it when it's like, if I get in bed in winter and my feet are like Velcro on the sheets, it's like, no. I put the moisturizer on. I got the little sucky things because I can't stand that when I have, because I love in the winter my flannel sheets or fleece sheets, and you get in, your dry feet are like getting into bed is not so fun.
Not so fun. So that's when it's important to moisturize. So we tell people, even if you can't reach your feet, get like a plate, just a plastic plate or something. Put cream on the plate. Get your feet into it so that you don't have to bend over. Right?
Sounds like a drinking game. But you're right. That is a really good idea to do if you can't actually physically reach down and touch your toes and get moisturizer in there for the drying, especially this time of year. And if this weather keeps up, it's going to be an issue.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, one of the biggest eye openers for me when I went in and we were doing the video was Bruce saying to me, Bruce is their podiatrist, you shouldn't have foot pain. I'm like, what do you mean everybody has foot pain? I'm like, but you shouldn't. And if you do, there's a reason for that, and it's probably correctable. Yeah. That was like,
we've been in New Glasgow for 19 years, and of course Michelin is a big employer there, and they work 12-hour shifts, a lot of them. And so what we heard a lot was, well, I work 12-hour shifts. I just thought this was normal, right? And
oh my gosh,
no, it's not normal. Foot pain is not normal. It's not something you have to put up with. Yep. The body has pain for a reason, and it's usually a red flag to say there's something wrong. So look at the cause. And we don't believe in band-aiding symptoms. We look at, let's get to the root of the problem and fix that problem. And then the symptoms look after themselves.
It's funny because when I was younger, I got diagnosed with flat feet and I was having issues with my knees, and they had prescribed orthotics for me then, but I was a temperamental adolescent who my orthotics at the time wouldn't fit into the shoes that I had or wanted to do. And I mean, you're an impressionable kid. It was like, I need to wear these skater shoes because that's what's in right now, and whatever else. And like now, so the big shoe of the moment really I think would be Blundstones. But I have my orthotics in my Blundstones, and they feel so good now. It just blows my mind. And I mean, these, I know I can't stop trying them, but I friggin' love them so much. The pink socks are amazing. Somebody get on there and defend my pink socks. They have my dog's face on them.
Black socks with black boots or pink socks?
Dare to be different is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so this is what I tell people. Not so much with diabetics. If you're a diabetic and you have foot issues, you need to be wearing your orthotics all the time, and that includes around the house. So a lot of people don't wear footwear around the house, but in fact, when I get home from work, that's the majority of the time I'm on my feet. cooking
we
and
got a
cleaning and yada, yada, yada. So it's
Totally.
important to wear your correction around the house.
Well, that's the funny thing. Now that I've had the orthotics well, it's not funny at all. It sucks. But now that I've had them for a couple of weeks and I love them and wear them, when I'm at home with nothing on, I'm like, it doesn't.
We're not on soft carpet anymore. We're on tile and hardwood.
We do have a question. Okay. So Crack Bear Biker says he wears his work boots 14 days, 12 hours a day, in and out of cold climate. What's the danger of not having a second pair to allow one pair to dry? Good question.
Yeah, so here's the deal with just all of us, and then we'll talk about diabetics specifically, but when you're sweating in a boot, and that's exactly what will happen. So you'll sweat in the boot, it will go through your sock, it will sit in the footbed of the footwear that you're wearing, whether it's a work boot. In my son's situation right now, it's a cleat. And then what happens is that wet environment grows.
Dare we say moist? Sorry.
And that's what causes smell. So bacteria is what causes smell. So what you have to do is when you take your shoes off and your sock is wet or the bottom of your insole is wet, make sure you can pull those out and let them dry out. So it could be that you take the insole out and you let it dry. You crunch up newspaper and you stick it in the bottom of the boot, and that will absorb.
Right. That's a good idea.
That will save your work boot from smelling. I mean,
it will save people from complaining.
Technically, it's not damaging the work boot. It's just gross, right? Because I know usually with my son's cleats, we have to keep them out of the garage because they're not fit to be in the house. Like, just stinks up the whole main level.
Well, this is what we tell people, like in tattooing. If you're going to come get a foot tattoo, I tell them you can't wear a shoe or a boot that's going to cover it until it's healed, which is between 1 to 2 weeks. And for some people that have to wear work boots, we need to make sure they know that before they do it, because your shoes are gross and your feet are sweating, and you can't have a fresh open wound trapped in that unclean environment.
Yeah.
But people will just, they don't get it. They don't realize how unclean their friggin' shoes are.
The other thing too, when you're wearing work boots, I mean, this goes with other people. We had a patient in this morning with chilblains, which is in the same family as Raynaud's. So it's blood vessel issues in your fingertips or your toes, and it's triggered by cold weather, and then you just lose all sensation and freeze. Like they just freeze. They go white with chilblains. They go red, and then just painful. You have to keep your feet dry, and you also want to keep your feet warm. So the dry issue with the work boots is wear wool socks. So wool,
go figure.
I'm a bit of a nerd. So wool will absorb 50% of its own weight in water or sweat.
Oh, wow.
Before it will actually hold the moisture against your skin.
I did not know that.
Alpaca, which is twice as good, doesn't have, what do they call it?
Moisture wicking?
No, it's... You've ever seen alpacas? They can have like inches of snow on their back and it will stay there for days.
They're amazing. I love alpacas.
So alpaca socks, actually, there is no, what's the word? There's no amount. It will never hold the water against your skin. So it will just keep pulling out. So you want to have those socks that will wick away. Cotton's the worst. Anybody who runs doesn't wear cotton, because it stays and it gloms to your skin.
I guess that's true, right? I don't think of it on socks, but it's the same like when I exercise, I don't wear cotton because it just feels awful.
So cotton, nylon are terrible. So look at your socks. If they've got cotton, nylon in them, they're not good. And the reason that's bad for diabetics is because when your feet get wet and sweaty, you tend to move. And that friction can cause a blister and then cause an open sore. And because typically as the disease progresses, you don't have as good a circulation, those wounds don't heal quickly. And so they're left open longer, which means they're more at risk for infection.
So if you missed that nugget of information, if you're wearing cotton socks, stop. Especially if you're having a foot moisture issue, as so many of us do when we're in our shoes, our feet. I feel like I'm in mission control. I'm like going down to this one, going down to this one, going down to this one. So sorry if you're all wondering what the hell I'm doing, bobbing my head around like this. Oh, that is fantastic to know. And what a great question, because I mean, we all have that problem. Like when we're walking around, how long you're wearing your shoes, which primarily for most people is their entire workday. Yeah. I'm lucky I work in slippers a lot as well, which I have so they have some support in them. Just saying.
The other thing too is this time of year when your feet get sweaty, then that liquid gets cold when you go outside, and then you're cold for the rest of the day.
It's
so
true.
wool socks or alpaca, fantastic.
I can say I have 2 pairs of alpaca socks. I wish I had more. Oh my God, they're so soft. I didn't buy them for the benefit. Had no idea for the benefit. They are so friggin' soft. You would not even imagine how soft they are. Oh my God, they're so comfortable. And now I want to get more pairs because
they're thick, right? So
they're very thick.
It's hard to get something to fit them unless
it's a winter sock.
Big winter boot.
Yeah, I do wear them. Yeah, in the winter, but man, do they feel good. I wonder if there's a thinner version, like an all-season alpaca sock.
I've never seen them, but if you look at now, years ago it used to be Smart Wool was the only thing you could get, but now there's all kinds of different brands that carry wool socks that aren't thick. You can get dress ones. And they're not itchy, so they remove the burrs when they process them. So they're not itchy, and they don't shrink when you wash them, because that was the downfall to wool, right? So it's like they itched, and you threw them in the washer, and they'd all shrink out of proportion. And
so bad. Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna go. I was gonna go off on a tangent there, but I'm not going to. I reined it in, just so you know. So if you're just tuning in or somewhere in the middle, we're talking with Carrie Fleming of HealthWalks, Truro, and New Glasgow Podiatry Clinics. And we're talking about not only diabetic foot care, but we are touching on that because it is Diabetes Awareness Month. And if you happen to know anybody in your life that is a diabetes sufferer, that make sure you check in with them, that they're checking in with their foot care, because there are a lot of services available for them, and it is something that's very important associated with that disease.
Absolutely.
And you, so you don't need a referral to come in and see you guys, right?
No. So when you come in, you can shop the shoe store anytime. Just walk in off the street. If you want
it's a fabulous shoe store, FYI.
Thank you. And if you want to see the podiatrist, then you just call us and make an appointment. He can usually see people within 2 weeks, and that we don't need a prescription for. And most insurance companies will take a prescription written by the podiatrist if they need orthotics or something else, that they don't have to see their doctor in order to come see us.
That's fantastic. Oh, I feel like I can't say it enough, and I feel like people probably think I'm being paid to say it, but if you're having any foot pain at all, you need to go in and talk to the people at HealthWalks, because man, it's only been a couple of months since I did it. Just by chance, I went in and met Carrie about some Truro Buzz business stuff and ended up booking a full assessment and getting orthotics and buying new shoes. I won't put it up again because Carrie's horribly put off on my pink socks and black shoes. But man, oh man, Smart Wool are great socks, he said. But yes, if you're having any foot pain at all, whether it's diabetic related or otherwise, you need to go in and talk to the fine people at HealthWalks about getting an assessment, looking at the shoes that just have better support and better options for you and are still really fashionable.
Look, they match my scarf.
I know, right? I love it. So yeah, like my arches are so friggin' happy now that I have good shoes on.
Funny you mention your arches, because I got a text today from someone who's suffering with back pain, and she said, "Are you in Toronto today?" I said, "No, I'm in Glasgow." She said, "My back, I think, is related to my feet, because when I wear these specific sandals around the house, my back pain is gone." So we see a lot of people. I mean, most people think about us for foot care. So they think about shoes, and they think about seeing the podiatrist, they think about orthotics. But there are people that come in, and we do outcome studies. So when people get orthotics, you'll get a phone call after 3 months, and we have this list of questions we go through, and then we compile the results so that we can tell people on average it takes 3 to 5 days to get used to your orthotics. We have like an 87% success rate with our orthotics. And the other stat is, if you come in with foot pain, but you also circle that you have back pain, we ask you about the back pain. And 33% of our patients that get orthotics also have an improvement in their back pain. So they didn't even come in for that. They came in for foot pain. But like we said, with the foundation of the house, your feet are the same thing. If you look at the alignment in your feet, it affects your knees, your hips, your back.
It blows my mind how much foot pain and other pain I had, but primarily my foot pain, that I was just writing off as, well, you know, I'm of a certain age, I'm walking, I did this, I have all this on the go. But what a difference since I've changed my footwear and got orthotics and had the treatment. Man, I'm telling you, you got any foot pain at all, you need to go and see the HealthWalks people. And where can they find you if they want to check that out? You are tagged in this video, FYI, so if you go, once it goes live, you'll be tagged on the top there. How can people get a hold of you, whether in Truro, well, we'll say in New Glasgow as well, but I don't know how many people from New Glasgow are turning in.
So we had 2 clinics, one in New Glasgow that we've been there for 19 years, and then recently opened up in Truro. So in both places, you can go to our Facebook page. We have a really active Facebook page, messages and comments every day. So if you ever have any questions, just go on there. You can private message us or post it and we'll get back to you. We have a really active newsletter list, over 4,000 people. So
fantastic.
Go on our website, healthwalks.ca, and you can sign up for a newsletter there. So that's where you get all of our information first before it hits Facebook and before it hits anyone else. And you can call us. So in New Glasgow, it's 755-9675, and in Truro, it's 893-9675.
I was like, I don't know how you keep those straight. I don't remember the number of the shop. I always have to pull out a business card because I never call it.
That's why I had the last 4 digits here, the same as New Glasgow.
That's pretty smart. You're very smart. Well, thank you for coming in and talking to us, Carrie.
Thanks for having us.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure. So HealthWalks Truro and New Glasgow for all of your foot care needs, whether it's shoe shopping for fashionable but better fitting footwear, or if you need podiatry services, or because it is Diabetic Awareness Month, sure to know that they do a wide range of diabetic foot care, which is really important. If you know anybody that has diabetes, be sure to pass that along to them so they can get the full benefit of that as well.
And I should say, Christmas is coming up, and we've seen this trend of kids not knowing what to get their parents. And we've seen, kids out west, they'll call and they'll get a gift certificate just for a consult.
Oh, fantastic.
Or a couple of, siblings will go together and get a gift certificate for the shoe store, or the parent can use it whatever the way they want. But a lot of times they won't do it for themselves. So it's a great, great Christmas gift. Parents are really super appreciative.
Oh, I would believe it. That is actually a really good idea. Because it is an investment when you're going to have this solid, good footwear. But my gosh, it's so worth the pair. Oh, it's so worth it. So HealthWalks Truro and New Glasgow, you can check them out. They're going to be linked in this video, and they have their own Facebook pages as well. We're wrapping up the Adult Rec Series videos. If you've been following along with those, we have the last one is coming out on Friday. So sad. We have done a ton of those, and we're going to do a special live show, myself and Tasha, wrapping up the whole Adult Rec program and going back and visiting our favorite moments and talking about what we loved. And also the Hospital Foundation's Gala silent auction and raffle is on now until next Thursday, and it's open to anyone. You have got to check out the amazing products and experiences that they have listed on TruroHospitalAuction.com, and the bidding for that will not close until the night of the gala. You don't have to be going to the gala. TruroHospitalAuction.com. Go check out all the amazing things, and all the proceeds that are raised stay right here in our community. So next week, we have some excellent lives coming up. Next week, we have Fight League Atlantic coming, and we are going to be doing a ticket giveaway for their upcoming event on February 8th. I forget I'm not on this camera. I apologize. And so I know, right? So, this is Carrie.
Hello, this is Alicia from Turbos.
We could swap out. We could swap out, man. That would be. There was actually a national. What was it? Tasha had pointed out we were going to do something funny, but it escaped us. It was like Switch with Your Boss Day or something like that. Anyway, never happened, but that exists.
Don't get any ideas, you girls at work.
Can you imagine? Like, hi, Ron. Okay, so next week, the live show is going to be Fight League Atlantic is going to be here talking about their huge event happening at the Rec Center on February 8th. And the week after that, we have the lovely ladies of Brigid coming in to talk about their Christmas shows that are upcoming, because we're going to be talking about Christmas probably from here right out through the next 2 months. Craft fairs and the works. So hopefully we'll see you next week. And thanks for tuning in to talk about all of our lovely healthcare foot needs and diabetic awareness.
So come to HealthWalks, where you can walk in
and dance out.
Boom.
In pink socks and black shoes.